from Pure Juicer. I am here inviting you into my kitchen because I'm going to make two really delicious, two of my favorite juices. One, let me go ahead and move you over to my little workstation. And you can see I've got an amazing knife. In fact, I need to get one more knife over here while I'm going. I'm going to make two of my very favorite juices. One is a green juice. So I have green apples, lemons. I have a bag of spinach. Sometimes I do this when I just really want an easy, fast solution for greens. It's already ready to go. And this combination plus some ginger that I made the other day, this combination is one of my absolute favorites. You can actually drink it as a shot or you can drink it as a juice. I'm going to drink it as a juice because I love it so much. The other, I'm excited because this ginger is amazing to make in the Pure Juicer. I'm going to make a ginger lemon. We have just a little bit of turmeric shot with some oranges and a little bit of pineapple. The pineapple is great. It is a very pineapple is so good for you. There's bromelain, which is good for your muscles. It's also good for your lungs. Dr. Ruhoy said pineapple is great for your lungs. So we're going to add a little bit of pineapple to this as well. But again, it's lemon, orange, ginger, turmeric, and a little bit of pineapple. And they are going to go into these little jars here for us to drink every day to keep our immune system strong as the weather changes. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to start prepping just to show you how I prep everything. The apples are going to be easy. I don't have a lot of apples in this juice. There is sort of this debate on whether or not you keep the seeds in the apples or not. For today, I'm just going to leave them in. I'm going to juice everything. Again, I'm not juicing 100 apples or anything that would put the seeds and put me at any kind of risk. But that is up to you and your doctor to decide. So, but today I'm just going to juice with the seeds in there. If I'm juicing a lot of them though, and if I have, if I just kind of like the meditation of juicing, which I always do, sometimes I'll take the seeds out. So, okay, so we've got about 4 or 5 apples here. These are smaller ones, so I just quarter them. Sometimes I'll cut them into 6. With the lemons, I am going to put the lemons on top of the mash. So we're going to grind the apples and the spinach together. So for me, the lemons will be easy. I'm not going to juice them separately. I'm just going to cut them into thirds. There's a small one over here too. I'll probably just cut that one in half. For some reason, I take the ends off. You don't have to. I feel like they lay a little bit better on the cloths for me. So that's why I do it. But there's no scientific or health reason for it. It's just more my preference. Okay, so this juice is ready to go. I'm going to prep the other juice as well, just so we get all the prepping done. We've got, oh my gosh, this is really one of my favorite juices. I can't wait for this one. Let me move this over to the side and I'll put the spinach right next to it. In fact, I want to put it right here so y'all can see it. I guess you can't see that either, but it's there. Okay, so now we're going to do the ginger. And all you have to do with ginger, you don't have to peel it. You just want to cut it into pieces that will fit through the feed tube. So, and we're going to use a method with this ginger and turmeric that you're going to absolutely love because there will be no issues with grid plates. The grid tray will be in the juicer, but you will not have to use a grid plate. The plate is the thing that goes on the inside. Oh, this is an orange. You can use a peeler if you want. If you don't have a peeler, you can just basically do what I'm doing here. I'm not taking all of the peel off of the orange just because I like sort of that flavor that you get from the orange peel. So I'm not going to take it all off. And honestly, the peeler is super fun. So don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fun to be had with the peeler, but you can see just how easy it is to prep these oranges. It does not require a peeler. But if you do want the peeler, which I have and I love, for festive reasons especially, you can look at the one that we have on our website. We have a great one that we have on our site for sale that actually peels oranges, it peels pomegranates, it peels kiwi, limes. You do have there's a little bit of a learning curve on those pieces because you'll want to kind of hold on to the part that holds it in place. But it's great. Okay, but for this purpose, we are just going to prep them without a peeler. I have 4 oranges. I have about 28, so we'll say 30 ounces of ginger and turmeric total. And then we have, how many lemons do I have? I have 2, 4, 6 lemons, which I will prep similarly to the way that I have the green juice. Okay, we're almost done with the oranges. Super fast and easy. I don't normally show you all the prep work, but I think it's just really helpful to see how we do everything. I use these wonderful trays that are in our starter kit. They're made from bamboo. They are sustainable. We made sure that everything that we created in that starter kit had sustainability and kindness to it, to Mother Earth. Let's jump to the lemons. So for this one, I'm just gonna cut these guys in half. Super, super easy. These were already prepped. I prepped these for a shoot that we did the other day. And let me just show you. They're just kind of fanned out. And then I cut them through the middle. But for this purpose, I think I'm just going to kind of break them in half because again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind the ginger and the turmeric, and then I'm going to scoop that onto a cloth, and then we're going to add some of the citrus. Some of the citrus, we probably will need to press some of the citrus on its own, and I'll show you how to do that as well. We're going to use not only the cloths, but the liners for that. And I love the liners because they make cleanup super, super easy for citrus. It's super, super easy for berries too. So if you're going to press raspberries or strawberries, and you might have seen the new video that we posted where we did the black lemonade and strawberry skulls. We used the liners when we pressed the strawberries, and we washed the strawberries because they were organic, and we literally kept everything else in there, and we just wrapped in a liner, wrapped in a cloth because you never want to press with just a liner alone. And then we pressed it, and it was delicious. And then we just threw the cloth out that had the pulp in it, and we were done. Okay, this is a lot of ginger. David created this technique of just doing it without a grid plate, and he did that because he was talking to someone who had a business where they were making ginger beer. And so he tested this method out, and he loved it so much, and I loved it so much that this is the way we do it. And we're just not afraid of ginger or turmeric anymore. The only thing I'm afraid of turmeric for is that it does stain. So just know that if you have anything you're worried about getting stained, be very cautious with turmeric because it is hard to be able to clean that off if you don't use what I found, if you don't use any kind of a bleach. So okay, so we're ready to go. We've got everything, except for the pineapple prep, the best part. All right, this is cool. So pineapple, you can either keep the skin on, especially if it's organic. If it's not organic, consider taking it off. But because this is about the same size as the press tray, you really don't need to take the sides off. You can just cut these into 3 pieces. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of the pineapple for this juice. I do like to have the really strong flavor of this ginger, which there's no doubt we're going to have. We're going to have at least 14 ounces just of ginger. And I'm going to look at this piece. This piece doesn't look good, so we're not going to juice that part. But it's going to be very, very strong. It's going to be very spicy. I did an Instagram live just on last Saturday on Instagram, and we did just ginger, and I took a sip of it, and I was like, woo, it is spicy, spicy, spicy. Okay, so we've got these ready to go. Let me grab one more thing because we're going to start with the green juice. So the green juice setup is apples are really juicy. Spinach is really juicy. I'm going to actually juice and strain into our pure juicer bowl, as well as this fine mesh strainer. Okay, so we're going to do that one first, and then we'll go to the next one. I'm just going to grab this camera and move it a little bit closer to the juicer so you can see what I'm doing. Hello, hello, getting a little closer. I hope the audio is better on this one. If the audio isn't better, let me know, and I'll keep working on it. Okay, so we have this. We've got the strainer. Let's make sure we use a grid for this one. I'm going to use a number 10. And even if I was going to have some ginger with this juice that wasn't already made, I'm fine grinding about this much with a number 10. It's not a problem. But if you're doing as much as I showed in the other one, that's a different story. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn this on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate between spinach and between apples. And let's make sure you guys have a nice view of what's going on over here. There we go. And let's go ahead and turn this baby on. Oh, I'm going to make sure it's not there. Yeah. This happens to me every time. I get so excited that I forget the most important thing, which is to plug it in. Okay, but that's good. That's good. This is designed not to run if the feed chute is not on. That is a safety precaution, and clearly it won't turn on if it's not plugged in. Okay, okay, here we go. Are we ready? Are you really ready now? Okay, let's do it. All right, I'm just gonna throw a bunch in. I love spinach. I love spinach. You know who else loves spinach is Norman Walker, who created the first two-stage juicer. He was obsessed with spinach. Um, he pretty much thought carrots and spinach cured everything. You can see this beautiful green color. It's very vibrant. I love that color. That's what the juice is going to look like too. And I just throw this all in. I like to alternate between the two. It helps the greens kind of move through the grinder better. And these apples, these green apples are great because they do not have a high sugar content. They're very, very good for your metabolism, good for your digestion. And I'm going to grab a cloth here real quick. Let me see. Okay, so in addition to the large tray, I love this smaller tray. I call it the speed tray. Today I'm not using it as a speed tray, but what I like to do is you can fit it actually underneath the feed chute and you can get the stuff directly in there. Another option is if you have a bag, you can just attach the bag to this little lip right here and juice right into it. So I want to make sure you can see where I'm going with this. So here is the cloth on the speed bowl. I'm just going to flip it in there. This is about 1.5 cups. I'm going to fold, and I'm going to throw this in here, okay? Let's do more. So the beauty of this process, it's not something that you just put into a juicer and call it good, but there's a bit of a meditation to this whole thing, which I love. And there's research that shows that you're just pressing everything through this grinder so fast that it really does not touch heat. You're basically moving everything through so fast that it doesn't, there's no heat. And that's a true, what I call our juicer, a true cold press juicer. I'm going to get all this done. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and move the grid tray. I'll turn that off because I do want to get a little bit that's left in the feed chute. So if you have a starter kit, you will have the bowl, the strainer, the trays. You will also have a little chopstick that will help get the pieces out of this area. Hold on just a second. So let's get this chopstick. I always like to get the spots in the back where the grid tray sits. And then we'll just clean this piece off. There's no crazy filters that you need to clean. There's nothing really major. It's a pretty straight shot. And there's really still, you're still getting so much more juice than other juicers on the market, whether you do this process or not. But I love it. I love to get my money's worth. I love to get every last drop. And I also really love to press these cloths more than once for the same reason. So now I'm going to take lemons. I forgot to show you with the lemons. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 lemons here. And I think what I'll do on this is I'm going to split this into 2. So I'm going to put about half of this in here. Of course, I'm juicing just for my family, which is why I'm using my hands. I apologize if that offends anybody. I know some people don't like that, but it's just in my house, so people are going to have to deal with that. My hands are clean. And I'm going to go ahead and fold and fold. And I'll add this into here. And then I'm just going to get the other 2 ready as well, so you can see the process and just how easy it is. So we put in a couple of lemons. 1, 2, let's do 3. I'll put in the rest of the green, just plop it right on there. And then I'm just going to fold, and we want to fold this nice and snug. And the reason is you have 2.5 tons of pressure that's going to be happening here very shortly. And with that pressure comes an ability for that to sneak through. So you definitely want to have respect for this juicer and respect for the fact that 2.5 tons of pressure can get things moving really fast. So you just want to just wrap these up beautifully. 1, 2, 3. So we've got probably 2 total presses, and we have this gorgeous juice on this side as well, which let's go ahead and just strain it. There we go. Sometimes I do the strainer, sometimes I don't. Today I just really wanted to show you that. And then I'm just gonna wipe things down a little bit. I'm gonna show you how to clean this feed chute too really easily so that you don't have to take it off and move it to the sink. Okay, but let's do the fun part. I'm gonna move you again, so come with me over to this side. And let's go ahead and give this a nice press. All right, so we've got greens. In fact, let me pour my ginger in here as well. This is about 2 ounces of ginger. And let's press. I always control the pressure on the side. Look at that color. It's a gorgeous day today too, but yum, yum, yum. All right, so while that's going, I'm gonna get this piece set up. I'm gonna let you enjoy the drippity drops while I just put a couple things away. It's still going. This is good enough though. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna fold this in half. Like I said, I love to get every last drop. So I'm gonna fold these and get one more press to see if we can get just a little bit more juice here. And I always keep my hands out of this area when it gets close. Yeah, it's looking good. So I'm over here just filling up a bowl with a little bit of water. And these are 2 bowls that I've already used, so I'm not adding extra dishes to clean. I'm going to put this bowl under here, and then I'm going to cover. Let me get the chute top. There we go. Ooh, let me just keep this one going. We're going to keep this going since we have one more juice to make. So that's good. Let's throw these guys in. So we have just 2 lemons up here with some greens and lemon there. These cloths were beautifully designed by David. I always like to say that they're strong enough to turn them into a parachute, although don't ever use them as a parachute. They're very strong. So while this is pressing, I'm going to take water and we're going to throw it into the chute. And that pretty much cleans it up and gets us ready for the next juice. I love that method. It's satisfying. It feels a little bit like a science project and it saves time. So there we go. Nice. There we go. And just like last time, we're going to fold this once more. Once more. And that is a decent amount of juice. That's enough for at least 3 people, which is perfect because I have 2 people behind me right now and I can't wait to share it with them. Just a little bit more juice. Okay, so while this one is pressing, because there is a little bit more juice that's coming out, and I'll make sure you can see that. Let's maybe just tilt you over this way a little bit though. Perfect. You can see that we're getting ready for the next juice. The only thing that we're juicing here, or that we're grinding, is the ginger and turmeric. So you'll see that I'm not using a grid plate. I'm just using the grid tray. I'm going to fill this in here. And I'm going to use a glass tray so you can just see how beautiful that is. And I've got the pineapple ready to go. Let's get our cloths over here as well. So these cloths, the most common questions are, how do you clean them? How do you store them? How long do they last? So those questions are all really great questions. They last 200 to 300 uses. So that's the good news, is you'll use them a lot. And as far as how to store them and clean them, I will either clean them by rinsing them out and just getting some fresh water on there. If they have spinach on them, some of them will be a little bit stickier than others. Again, in our starter kit, but even on Amazon or even in a local hardware store or grocery store, you'll find a nice little scrubber, and I can show you what that is. And you just zoop, zoop, you scrub it off, and then you just let it dry for maybe 5 minutes. And then I store them in the freezer as they're fairly dry. They're super easy to use, and if they're dry enough, you don't really have to wait for them to thaw. And that keeps anything that may not have been washed off in the process. It will prevent anything from growing that you don't really want. That sounds kind of gross, but it really isn't. Okay, so here we've got this juice. Let's go ahead and wrap this baby up and make sure that we protect it from any oxidation. If you're new to that term, it basically means you're just preventing it from getting too much oxygen into it, which can take away the enzymes and the nutrition value. So you want to store this nice and tall in a glass jar. You want to cover it up, and it's sealed. We're going to seal it. It's ideally, my favorite is to drink this within 24 hours. I find that greens are really, really the best within 24 hours. But in this scenario, especially when you store it at that level, it is going to be fine for a couple of days. This one I'll probably drink right when we're done. In fact, why don't I just have a little bit? Do you guys want some juice? All right, I'm going to give them some juice. Okay, hold on. This is fun. This is wonderful. All right, I'll bring it over to you. So we're just going to pour some of this vibrant, spicy juice. for two of my favorite people in the whole world, my parents. Okay, here you go. All right, so now we're done with that piece. That's super fun. Maybe we'll get some sounds from my parents to tell us what they think. Yeah? Let's see. What do you think? You like them? Cheers. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. They juice too. They're visiting. So, okay, so let's get to the next one. So, what we're going to do here, I've got the pineapple. I am going to put the juice into our stainless steel cup. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the pineapple started. The cool thing is you can do two things at the same time. So I'm going to press the pineapple while I am grinding the ginger. See, don't have to be too careful with this. This is designed to juice, really juice. And there's no grid, so there's nothing that we have to clean. It's just the half horsepower motor and the serrated cutter. And I'm just going to run right through all of this stuff. I might pick up a couple of the pieces that may have snuck through that didn't grind quite as finely as I'd like. But based on what David has done and what he's studied, you really don't need to even do that. The yield is quite amazing just with this simple process. What I love about this too is that you might find that other juicers may appear to have as much juice or may appear to be as colorful, but the grinder in this juicer, especially, you'll be able to taste the difference. And what do I mean by taste the difference? Is that you are grinding at such a fine level that you actually are getting more of the nutrients. The stuff that are inside the fiber. And that's the beauty of juicing, any kind of juicing, is that you're accessing those nutrients. You would normally chew to access those nutrients, but with a juicer, you can use the juicer to do that. And that's why it's such a great way to support your system, because you don't have to actually use your digestive system as intensely, which gives your body a chance to rest while it still gets nourished. Okay, I folded the pineapple once more. I think this is going to be just the perfect amount. All right, so now we have this incredible amount of ginger and turmeric. I'm going to clean this off at the same time. I probably will use the chopstick to get to the back ends, and I probably will as well to get into the feed chute. And I'm just going to wait 1 minute until the pineapple is done. Yep, it's done. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to wait just for a minute. All right. Yep. And you can see there's just a little bit in here, really not much. Had I known there was that little, I may not have wasted my time. But sometimes there is. I'm going to take this off. We don't need it. But you do need to have, again, the feed chute on in order to make this juicer work. All right, so we're getting closer. I'm going to use a 1.5 or a 1 cup scoop because we're going to mix it with the lemon. So let me go ahead and find my 1 cup scoop, 2/3, 1 cup. This is so fun. Okay, can you see everything over here? Let's get you a little bit closer just so you can see the process once we get pressing. I'll move you back over to the party zone. Let's see. Let's get a liner. So we have this one set up with a liner. I'm going to put in a couple of oranges, 3 oranges to be specific. And then I'm going to grab a cup of my ginger and turmeric. You can see it's primarily ginger. And sometimes people just don't want to juice turmeric because it's just, the stain factor is just too much. And using dry turmeric is it's really okay. Okay, so we've got this folded. I did the liner. I'm going to fold this up and I'm going to again make it nice and snug. And let me just show you once more how I did that. I'm going to put this in here. So we've got oranges, 1, 2, 3, 1 cup. And this is my choice of doing it today. You can do the ginger on its own. You don't have to do it with the citrus. But that's how I'm feeling today. So that's how I'm going to do it. So if you do the citrus, use the liners. If you're going to just do the ginger and the turmeric, there is no requirement of a liner. You don't need to use a liner. Let's see if I have those liners over there. I do. So I'm going to show you again. We're going to just get all these ready to go. And then we'll see how it tastes. We might want a little extra pineapple. If it were up to my family, they would say yes to more pineapple. But I'm really using these almost as an elixir. I want this juice to be really strong. I want it to primarily be ginger and turmeric with just enough of the citrus to kind of break that serious ginger bite. I love it. I can feel it just almost clearing everything away on my throat in the mornings. It's such a wonderful way to start the day. So let's get one more cloth. And in a normal world, like for this, let me just show you. I can just take this pineapple out. I can put the liner in and I can reuse it without cleaning. So it's not a problem at all. So let's see. So we have ginger. Let's get all this in here. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a lot. I'm really excited about this. Obviously, lemon is, even though it's a citrus and it is acidic on the outside, from what I've read, it actually helps your body create an alkaline state. So what you think is acidic, it's actually the opposite. It's the processed foods and other things that actually creates more of that acidic pH in your body. And there's lots of people who have proven that acid, if you have an alkaline state in your body, disease cannot grow, which I think is so fascinating. So the more of an alkaline state you can keep your body, the healthier, based on this medical research, is that you can be. And I'll try and find that and post that. Okay, so we have 5 cloths total. Let's get to the fun part, the pressing. So I'm going to go ahead and turn her on. You can see that it's a little bit quieter as well without the grinder in there. And that's great. I'm going to go ahead. Let's see if I can get a second one in there. Can I get a second one in there? All right. If you're just getting started, you don't have to get 2 in there. But I'm living on the edge. It's crazy over here. Yeah. Let's make sure it doesn't spill over on the sides. That beautiful, beautiful color. A little bit of turmeric goes a long way. And the beauty with this juice is that once it starts to press and once we repress it, you will be amazed at how much more juice we get out of this. So it's not just 2.5 tons of pressure, but when you fold it into smaller pieces, there's actually even more pressure pushing down on here. David has a better explanation than I do on that. So this is great. I might rinse this glass jar out because I feel like part of the beauty of these lives is to be able to see exactly what's coming out and how it's all working together. So all I have to do here is show you just how amazing this is. And we may only need this size of a cup. So 34, it's about 30 ounces. the pure juicer, the stainless steel picture, has 8 cups. So 8 times 8, 64 cups. Yeah, 64 ounces. My son just took his SATs. I think he knows math a little bit better than I do. I think I need that same tutor. Okay, we're going to fold these guys in half. And again, I'm going to just keep my hands in long enough to know that it's set up. But you always have the safety of being able to control the press. All right, here it comes. Here it comes. So, so beautiful. So when I'm juicing at home and not doing a live, what I'm typically doing at this point is I'm rinsing some of the cloths that I've used, probably rinsing and throwing things into the dishwasher, uh, and just cleaning up the workspace. So at the end of the day, while you're still juicing, you are cleaning and getting things taken care of quite fast, which surprises a lot of people because it makes the juicing process very fast, very easy. This is great. If you just joined, we're just making two amazing juices. The first juice I made was spinach, lemon, green apple, and ginger. So good. I can't wait to drink this. And then the second juice that we're making is really one of my all-time favorites. It is an immune booster shot. It includes lemon, ginger and turmeric, oranges, and in this one I added a little bit of pineapple. Here we go. Nice. Really nice. So you can see that with the cloth and the liner, all I have to do with this is just pull this out. And that's basically all of your pulp wrapped into one. You could, if you wanted, which I'm going to, just because if you know me, that's how I like to roll, is I'm going to go ahead and fold this and put this into one cloth and see if I can get any more juice out of it. Sometimes I have been known to take these cloths and throw them into the laundry. I might use just OxyClean and put it on a soap cycle. And it seems to do a really lovely job of cleaning the cloths. And especially if I'm doing batch juicing, sort of like I am today, it's a very easy way to be able to clean these cloths. But again, it's really not a time intensive process to wipe these down. And the quality of juice and the texture of the juice, it's hard to explain it unless you've had it. But once you've had it, you don't ever want to have any other kind of juice. That is the truth. Holla, holla. Okay, so while this one is repressing, I'm going to set these guys up so I can press them again into one cloth. So the fun thing is once you get started juicing too, you could just make so many other juices. My son's favorite juice is carrot apple. When I make the extra ginger, I can throw ginger in, but he just loves the carrot apple. If you want to juice a bunch of greens, but you don't want to do it every day because it's ideal if it's drunk within 24 hours. What I like to do is juice a bunch of greens with maybe some apple in there as well, and then I'll put them into some ice cube trays. And the beauty of that is that you have carrot, apple, or juices like this that last 3 to 5 days, but you can take the juice cubes and you can drop the green cube into that juice. And so you're basically getting everything that you want with the high enzyme count, and a delicious flavor. Because once you've had kale on day 3, you will never want to have kale on day 3 again. So, especially if it's not stored correctly. But I have had kale that tasted really good. But if it's not stored correctly, and especially if it's from other juicers, it does not taste worthy of any human. Okay, we're almost done here. And that looks like it's taken us about 40 minutes to create over 60 ounces of juice. And this is going to last us, because we're only going to drink about 2 ounces a day per person. That's going to last us a nice long time. I'll show you what these little guys look like. And I just got these at Amazon. They're super handy. I love them. And I can't believe we're already almost done. Let me just fold this in half once more. You would have thought that I planned it. I mean, I'm actually not a very good planner when it comes to ounces, but I seem to have a good relationship with my produce, because I seem to be able to figure out how to get this filled to just the perfect amount. So again, there's oranges, there's lemon, there's pineapple, there's a lot of ginger, and all the turmeric that I had left. And what I love is it's just a slightly more vibrant yellow as a result of that turmeric. And ginger makes everything just a vibrant, beautiful yellow. So let's go ahead and get this almost poured. And then in the comments, we will be here. We are happy to get any questions, or if there's anything else that you'd like us to juice for you, just let us know and we will show you how to do it. We are also live on Instagram every Monday at 4 o'clock. So there are a lot of lives that we've already done. There are a lot of lives that we plan to do. And depending on what you all would like us to do, we would love to come back here and show you how to do more as well. What else? We have a $200 off retail that is ending at the end of this week. So if you're on the fence, this is a great time to purchase. And if you are already have a juicer, just stay in store. We have some great sales that are coming up for the holidays and for other stuff. So I just want to show you this beautiful, beautiful juice. The one thing about that pitcher is it does not pour quite as well. Let me get the stuff into here. Actually, it pours beautifully out of this juice, out of this pitcher. And I can show you just how, actually, I want you to just do it right over here. So I'm going to keep it from the floor. You can see my steady hand. Look at that. Good genes and juice. So this is our lemon ginger, pineapple, orange, turmeric juice. It's perfect. Now, if I wanted to make this into a juice, the way that I would do that, if I wanted to have more than 2 ounces, is I would add more pineapple, and that would be amazing. You could also throw in a green apple. There's nothing wrong with green apple. I'm a huge fan of green apple, but this on its own, fantastic. Again, so we've got the immune booster shot, and then we have this delicious green juice that also has a lot of ginger in it. I'm way into ginger right now, especially with this incredible technique of being able to grind, not using a grid tray. So there is nothing that gets in the way of just running this ginger through, and it presses the most beautiful juice you've ever seen. If you want to see the live of just doing the ginger, again, go to Instagram and it's right there. Otherwise, I think we are done for the day. So I hope that you all enjoyed this live. I hope that you stick with us and add some comments into the field. And if you're new to us, that you subscribe. We are Pure Juicer. I am Jen. I'm the Chief Juicing Officer, and I am just thrilled to have you watch this show. All right, we'll see you again soon. Take good care.